What's going on, Team Boosted? You've probably seen the thumbnail and you're wondering what we're doing. Well, at least at this point, you know that the 2.3 is no longer in the Datsun. Well, it is technically, but it's not staying. So we're gonna do a final drive here in a little bit, but we have the motor that's replacing it right in front of me. You're probably wondering what a 2J diesel is. It's not exactly a 2J, but this is the 2J of Mercedes. This is the K series of Mercedes. You probably still don't know what it is. It is an OM606. This is the M120 based diesel Mercedes. No?
M104 based.
Oh, M104. See, I don't even know anything about these. This thing is capable of over 500 wheel horsepower on stock internals. It is, you really don't have to do anything but add a big old turbo and a mechanical pump. We'll explain all of that in the future, but all you need to know is it is an aluminum head straight six diesel turbo engine. I'm gonna throw in some clips of these things right now. Everyone's doing turbo diesel builds, but from what we think, which isn't by any means like the right way to think, most of the diesels that people have on YouTube are for novelty purposes. Like, oh, it's funny, we put like a Cummins in a car. But this...
The big thing with like a Duramax, a Cummins or anything, those engines weigh 1,000 pounds by themselves, no accessories.
460 pounds dry. What transmission, you might ask? CD009.
That was the worst reveal I've ever heard.
Well, I don't know how to make a transmission exciting. I'm not your like YouTube swag lord that, you know, all these channels have.
The only good thing the 350Z ever did.
We got the right one. It's not the 01. It is the CD number 2.
CD02 casting. CD09
yes.
box.
There's an adapter kit for this engine, believe it or not. So 6-speed CD box going on it, and then the biggest surprise for this build, we'll cut to it right now. We've set up the garage to go classic build style. We're going to do it, we're gonna revisit like the early days of our channel where we built everything in this small garage. So the entire diesel swap will be done back in the original garage. There's gonna be plenty of barbecue. We got a new toolbox. We're bringing back the food segments. We got a new welder. It's in the truck, I still have to bring it in here. Still filling up our home set of tools. Everything went to the big shop. So while we do everything else at the shop and while we continue making videos at the shop, we will be building the turbo diesel Datsun in the old garage. Here's one last shot of the engine bay before I actually get to work tearing it out. Nothing wrong with this engine. I'm gonna drive it in a minute, just cruise around the block. It is drivable. The drivability is fine. It's just, we like to do weird and interesting builds, and this is a way to keep the 240Z interesting, and I'm really just curious about the OM606. From everything that I've seen, it's an incredible engine. It'll give us a chance to experiment with the mechanical setup. There's going to be, obviously diesels don't have spark plugs, there's going to be no coils, it's not even going to have an ECU, it's a mechanical pump. To shut it off, there is a fuel like lever. You pull it and it shuts off.
Alright, here we go.
The final rip of the 2.3.
retrieved the hood. I would have filmed it, but it was in the middle of the road. I didn't want anybody to get, hurt or anything running it over. We thought it was fine. When I picked it up though, several people definitely already ran it over. I mean, it's a hood, it's flat, it's not really gonna like hurt anybody. There was no one behind us, which is good, thankful for that. But never, ever, ever buy cheap hood pins. We will be redoing the hell out of that. We're gonna get some higher quality ones.
You know those hood pins that are pinned with a little flip ring? They seem really cheap?
They are
really fucking cheap.
So, unless, I don't know, I can't even give you a reason why you would want to use those. I've had them come off on us before, but what happened there is the front two vibrated out at the same time, and then it just ripped the back two off. Luckily, no one was behind us.
Not fun, dude.
Very nice.
I'm gonna spend lots of money on hood pins from now on.
Oh, good.
Nah, dude, we can fix it.
We can't, and I don't want to. I mean, maybe with several gallons of Bondo. And after that eventful Datsun run, we went and picked up the CD09. It is here, and here is the straight six turbo diesel.
And so begins one of the worst financial decisions of our lives.
Well, it's happening.
Nah, we built the Speedster. This is definitely not worse than that.
Yep. Look at that. Look at that black diesel. We already made sure there's no trunks. It's good. How many miles? Who cares? Apparently these things run to like 600,000 and beyond, so not worried about that.
Should be able to make like 400, 500 horsepower with this thing easy too.
All day. And it's got one of these crazy German plugs.
I hate those with every fiber.
I'm gonna leave you guys with this, and that is the last shot of the 2.3 Datsun. After this, we are pulling this engine out and we're putting the Mercedes Super Turbo Diesel in. We're about to make 500 wheel horsepower and get 40 miles to the gallon. And unlike the other diesel builds that you may have seen, well, diesels that go in cars, this engine does not weigh 1,000 pounds, so the car should handle, and it should do all the regular car stuff. It'll just be, I think it's gonna work great. Like I said earlier, I suggest you look up OM606, other builds and videos, and I think you'll be as impressed as we were. I mean, clearly we've been impressed because we went out and bought one pretty much immediately. As you can see, the garage is set up, ready to go. The build is going to be here, like I mentioned earlier. Dual tool chest. I got the other welder in here. We have a mobile TIG that can come in here, and yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. We don't have a hood now, so maybe we'll make one out of carbon fiber or something like that, but don't buy cheap hood pins. We know how dangerous that was. We know how lucky it is that nobody, like, our hood didn't land on somebody. We were on a public road, so if you're gonna do aftermarket hood stuff, make sure it's secure. No giveaway this video. We'll do several winners next video. Let us know what you think about the diesel choice or the engine choice. It's weird, but that's kind of what we do. We did this engine, we got the one rotor. We're doing the V12 Mustang eventually. And it's only fitting that we continue the weird build kind of thing. So let us know what you think, and take it all in, because I'm gonna get started on this right now, and the 2.3Z is no more.